welcome again to yet another very special episode. And my definition of very special episode differs from the TV trope. No, my definition of a very special episode involves devices like TVs, electronics, etc., appliances, whatever, being a thing from my past growing up. It can be the same, may not be the same TV, but the same exact model, or it could be the exact unit from back in the day, which makes it a very, very special episode when that happens. But this is where it gets interesting. This TV is very unique. A few years ago, I did a video on my first TV and VHS VCR. That's not technically true. I mean, the VCR part is, but not the TV. But it all happened within less than a year's time. That 1990 Sears made by Sanyo is technically my third TV when I was 8 years old. And it all happened within a year's time. But this is where it gets interesting. This is actually my first TV. The way and how it happened was December 1987. My mom at work, she worked at Ohio Valley General Hospital, and they ran a raffle, and she won this TV in 1987. So that led to a couple series of events. In 87, we were living at my grandfather's house while we were looking for a piece of land and to build a new house on. And we lived there from September 87 to almost September of 89. So this TV came about in, again, December of 87. We did take it out of the box once in 1988. I asked my dad to hook it up. We took it into my grandfather's bedroom and hooked it up to the cable in there off of the 1982 Sears, which is actually in this photo here. So I had the 82 Sears for a little bit. That's a different story there. I hope to get that TV back. That was my own doing there. Something happened in the horizontal and I got rid of it, and I regret that. I probably could have fixed it. So, yeah, but for the remainder of the time we lived there, this TV remained in a box. September of 89, we moved to the new house. Got a new TV cart built. And this TV was unboxed and put on there. And there you go, my first TV. That said, this TV is going to be unique because, one, you couldn't buy this TV. This was not a consumer TV. So between about September 89 to sometime early 1990, I would say either January or February of 1990, I had a surge protector. It was a 6 plug-in thing that plugs directly on the wall. It had an orange pilot lamp. Surely more than a coincidence, but anyways, the power went off. The power came back on, and this TV was dead. That was it. This TV was dead. So you can say, wait a minute, it was plugged into a surge protector. Well, there's something, I think that surge protector was defective somehow. Because in 1991, and this is where it gets even stranger, you're going to say, what the hell? For some reason, for Christmas of 1990, my parents got me an answering machine. I mean, they didn't even have one. It was for my room. I'm like, okay. So it's a General Electric answering machine. And the same exact scenario happened during that summer of 91. Storm came through. Power went out. I remember we weren't home. Came back home. And I came in my bedroom and there was something humming. And the answering machine was malfunctioning. And I went to unplug it from the wall wart, and the wall wart was burning hot. It burned my hand on the thing. And this, guess what? It was plugged into that same surge protector. Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. That surge protector shortly went in the garbage thereafter. But anyways, real quick before I continue. Okay, so first TV, February 1990, went away. My second TV was bought from Sears. It was a Sears branded Toshiba with a square tube. And that thing had something wrong with it. It would just randomly turn off and not turn back on. The tuner would just crap out for no reason until you turn it off, unplugged it, plugged it back in. It's been the Sears service department several times before my parents said, okay, enough, and they got a big discount on the 1990 Sears I currently have now. So all within that short time, all this happened. I believe I got the 90 Sears in the late summer before this was all said and done. Okay, now we're caught up as to why this is a very special episode. So yes, this was my actual first TV, the exact model. Now I have to give thanks to AeroFox, who hooked me up with this. He posted it like 10 plus years ago on what was then Twitter. And I freaked out. I'm like, that was my TV. I couldn't even look for it. I can't remember everything about it. And I saw it. I'm like, that's my TV. Needless to say, about a year later, I ended up buying it off of him. And thanks to him, it also came with the complete service manual. So that's how I got my first TV back. Now, just to give how rare things are, I guarantee you nobody has this TV. So in this video, our goal is to analyze it in its current state. We're going to take it apart. We're going to clean it up, do any grayscale, deflection, etc. settings, and reassemble it and clean it up. This is in mint condition. This is just dirt. I don't know where that came from. This has been in storage for a few years. So, first off the bat, before I plug it in, look at it very carefully. And something just doesn't seem quite like any other TV. But gee, doesn't something look odd to you? It's backlit LCD. Okay. Also observe it does TV, FM, and AM. And if you're pretty close to figuring out this set, this was a hotel motel television. It's a commercial TV. That's why pretty much nobody would have one of these TVs. Some other things about it right away. This right here, look very closely. You see there's holes. There's supposed to be a security screw that goes in there because once you set the TV up, you close it, put the security screw in, no one can get in and mess with the controls. This TV does not have this functionality, but if it had the alarm function on the higher end models, on the, like example, the H1956 and H1957, this would be the hour and minute settings through these pinholes here. So, you can press this, opens up to reveal your controls. And some other things, like because it's a hotel TV, has a volume limiter control. And this definitely brings back memories looking at this right now. Because in 1989, this TV was the only cable-ready TV in the house. Everything else we had the 1982 Sears console TV with the 12 memory varactor diode tuning. We had 2 VCRs, but both were only had like a 13 or 14 channel memory. They were cable ready though, and yet my parents would not buy a converter box. And we had HBO. HBO's on channel 3. So in the Pittsburgh area where we lived, we had new channels, cable TV service at the time. I got the fiddling around with these controls here to add and delete, the channels in the memory, because this does not have auto programming. It's completely manual. I was able to figure it out and add all the cable TV channels to it. And I'd come home a lot, and my dad would be in my room watching my TV because of that. Channel 26 on new channels at this time was Nickelodeon. 7 p.m. at night was Inspector Gadget. And I haven't seen that for like several years, and I was obsessing over that every night. I had just got my Nintendo Entertainment System, so that was played a lot on this during that time frame. And that's when I discovered the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and that got recorded and played back on it. That's also why this is a part 1 of 2 video. The part 2 of this video is a very, very special episode, and it goes with this TV. And it has a 3x5 oval speaker down below. Some things that are different than like the consumer versions. I mean, like the cabinet finish is like a dark, like reddish looking walnut. But this right here is like a brass-like finish right here. It's very shiny. This is very sparkly. This will look much better once we clean this up. The remote control for this is also very weird. In the service manual, it shows it as this with very few buttons. You just had mute, premium. I don't know what that does. It says optional function at additional cost. Had volume, channel, TV, FM, AM, and on off, or off on in this case. We'll go over this section here in a minute. So, anyways, and also remote sensor, color sentry, which is just a photo diode. Now, one thing's for sure, before I took it out the storage, I remember there was something going on with the tuner, like it would get snowy, but it could have been just the coax cable being used. The thing is, I don't recall. I had a lot going on during that time frame. So in this video, if the TV works fine and it was just the cable, I have nothing to worry about. Otherwise, we have some troubleshooting to do. I have it hooked up to the Sencore test pattern generator. Let's find out what we're doing here. That's pretty loud. Okay, now the tuner's working fine. What we'll do, we'll leave the TV run for a while and see if the tuner acts up. Oh, see, it did something right there. So it could very well be messing up right now. I don't know. Yeah, see, it's doing something. There's something wrong. Well, it's not bad solder joints. All right, so far it's just doing some weird stuff. I mean, the color is great on this. All right, real quick, let's just see what's in memory right now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 16, 19, 22, 24. We're getting a harmonic right here. 25, 26, 30, 35, 45, 2. I'm going to delete all the unnecessary channels. So down here. So, okay, you press and hold. Okay, I see how it works. This will only go to the channels in memory. This goes through all the channels right here. So let me do that real quick. Okay, and the way it's configured now, there's only one channel, channel 3. In here, they also have a brightness range adjustment, adjustable from the front. And let's see, AFC switch. It gives you 2 modes, normal and special. Special apparently changes the range of the automatic fine tuning, automatic frequency control to about 3 megahertz. And the regular is just 500 kilohertz. F and S for special. Now, like if I were to go to channel 4, look what it tries to do. hunts over a wider range, trying to lock it in. Zenith's always had those during this time frame. Now if I put AFC back on normal, if I tried to go tune off channel, it pretty much locks right in to that. Now TV tuner is glitching, so we do definitely have a problem. I mean, wrapping on it isn't doing anything, so it's probably not a bad solder joint. I don't know. We'll find out when we take it apart. There, it did it again. We can show you the AM/FM tuner right now.
He says that the state has a strong need for skilled workers.
This does have a separate antenna input. Right now it's inductively coupled to the power cord.
African Bridge Network
Skip
is one
that.
organization helping.
Skip that.
Monday at WYEP. Very soon, some music from the Cars, and we'll hear the latest from the band Mama.
I wonder if I can get add 95.3 in here. I don't remember even setting this up. Yeah, I don't think I ever did set this up because these aren't even the right channels.
Here.
But I remember when I had this TV, I was so amazed that it had its own AM/FM tuner on it too. Let's try AM. That's one thing you rarely ever see. Most TVs, if they did have a tuner on it, it would be FM only. I guess, for one thing, if you operate the TV, the sweep circuits would interfere with the AM. So having a separate display like this is the only way to do it. But here's AM. Skip that one. Skip that one. Wow, there's a lot of stuff stored in here. Might as well get rid of them all.
Some years back.
There, KDKA. Huh, I don't know what station this is.
We can't change our parent.
Alright, so I left two channels on the AM scale. KDKA, local station.
All very, very important just for general.
Noisy with all this LED lighting and my wireless mics nearby. And then if you press it again, TV comes back on. And the tuner's still doing the glitch. Damn it. I was really hoping there wasn't going to be a problem. And one thing about Zenith, a lot of the stuff in here is still modular. You could just need this connectors reseated, for all we know. Cleaned and reseated. We'll find out. I never had this TV apart yet. And BD is banned. So broadcast, cable TV, harmonic related carrier, and incremental related carrier. I'm going to leave it on broadcast. A volume limiter I haven't figured out yet. Even back in the day I couldn't figure it out. So that's everything in there. And the Color Century, photo diode, I just do this. It's probably not going to show on camera, but it is dimming it when I do that. In the service manual, this says this is the B-1 chassis. The Zenith Color Television C-Line special market receivers covered in this service manual utilize the B-1 chassis concept. Special market, because this is, you'll see this in an upcoming video, and I'll show it when I get there, but yeah, this goes through everything. And like this first one listed in here, this is a hospital-only TV. Has all the controls for hospital use and connectors on it. And it turns out I actually have this TV, and I will do a video on it because it does need repaired, but it's going to mess with you, and you'll see why. But going through here, I mean, this is, you dumb book. And this one right here is the next model up. It's probably the one on the front page, too. Yeah, look at that. That's also a commercial TV. Hotel 1953. The 1954 in here, it's this TV without a remote. See? No remote. Otherwise, it's the same TV. And here I am right here with the Space Command infrared sensor. Yeah, see, it also tells you how to open the door. You just push the edge in. There's that lock screw. Setting up the TV for hotel motel operation. So as you can see on here, it does have your F-type connector for your TV and your twin lead for your FM. The AM antenna is built in. The description of the automatic frequency control settings right here. Plus or minus 500 kilohertz for F, plus or minus 3 megahertz. Just like I was trying to describe. That's your intended use for it. It's weird, like the JVC OEM Zenith VCRs also have the AFC switch like this. But the JVC VCRs themselves don't. There's that remote I showed. I have a search set up on eBay for it. Radio station selection. Yes, it's one thing I never did get to see the back of my TV back in the day. Now I do. And it does have an RCA output jack for hooking up an external 8-ohm speaker. I always wondered about this ready plug a lot of Zenith TVs had in the 80s. It says optional accessories include a stereo adapter, teletext decoder, selected cable decoders, or future accessories. But I've never seen one installed. This remote, I do believe, is a 9-volt battery remote. Because I remember thinking how weird that remote was having a 9-volt battery. I remember when I first found out this was going to be my TV, I was so proud about it. I'm in kindergarten when this happened, and I'm telling my classmates about it. Yes, I was that weird, and I knew how to do all this stuff even that young. And here's the specifications for this TV. 100% modular, fully interchangeable, complete system modules, 3 tuners. There's your description. Tuning range, sensitivity, horizontal resolution, 250 lines. That's not scan lines, that's bandwidth going across the screen. That's how VCRs are measured. Here's one also interesting. 90-degree chroma color CRT. I mean, that's one thing I'm not sure of. Like, okay, System 3 came out. I mean, what is the chroma color CRT from this time? It's still a Zenith tube. Anyways, 19-inch diagonal, 184 square inch screen area, 52% light transmission glass faceplate, black matrix. Degaussing automatic with each cold start. Audio output 1 watt, typical TV or radio. 5 by 3 inch oval, 16 ohm impedance. Cabinet is a black high impact polystyrene with simulated grained American walnut finish with black and bright metallic trim. Yeah, it's this TV is very shiny. It's like the shiniest TV I got. It'll be even more shiny once we clean it up. Yeah, 47 pounds, blah, blah, blah. There's your... And if you go, and as we go up 2 more models, the next model up gained a clock. I know mine did not have a clock. So yeah, I somehow managed to get my exact TV back. I thought I'd never see it again, and then bam, there's Aerofox posting that. He was so gracious to let me buy it off him. That was so awesome. And there's where those holes come from. It's the same door on all the models. Not going to go over this one in too much detail. The 57 is the same one as the 56, but you gain a remote control. So that's what that's all about. Same remote. And we're up to this point with clock specifications. And then the rest of it is your service and your schematics and all that fun stuff. I had the TV on for a while I was talking, and it quit doing that. While I'm in there, I'm going to clean and reseat all the connectors on the boards. That's probably what's doing it. So, at this point, we're going to take the back off. First time for me taking the back off of this TV. I just noticed we are missing some screws. That's not a good sign. And I didn't do it. And here's the back of the TV before we take it off. Assembled in Mexico, H1955W. So yeah, external speaker, ready plug and FM tuner with this guy on there. About ready to pull it back out for the first time. Well, here's the back of it, and there's your AM loop antenna. And when I pulled the TV apart, there was this inside. Gene's TV service, Sydney, Ohio. Well, the date on it's from October 13th, 1994. So here's the first look inside. It is a bit dusty. We're going to blow it out. But like Zenith always did, everything is modular with a ton of wiring. We're going to reseat all that and clean the connectors, just to be sure. And while we're in here, inspect anything. And I'm going to put the Sencro on this thing and see how the CRT is doing. Do any tune-ups to this as well. And it has its own little separate power supply for the AM and FM and standby circuits. And cobwebs. So dusting out the TV, I loosened the tuner board. I've been cleaning all the contacts and reseating all the connectors. So one thing I found on this tuner board is a 1 farad supercapacitor and a beeper right next to it. So this TV has all the hardware for the version with the clock and alarm, except it doesn't have the buttons up front to set it. So it's probably cheaper just to make it all on one board. But so this TV does have that functionality. I'm not going to modify it any though. I'm going to leave everything as is. And now I've disconnected and reconnected every single plug on this and reseated it. Sprayed everything with this before redoing it. The only thing I want to do now, the front panel buttons are fine, but I want to take off the display up front so I can clean them behind it. So we're going to do that now. So it has a full width LCD panel here, which matches what's in the manual, only to be covered up by it in the front there. A little bit of hazing going on, so I wanted to take it off and clean it. You know, I might take the top piece off too. Clean everything. I mean, we're in this deep. And here's a look at the buttons that are up front. I decided to take it out and also spray some contact cleaner. Even though it worked fine, just a preventative measure. And just to show the little pieces that go together, and I'm going to clean it before I put it back in. There's also a foam piece that goes over top of that. You see on that board there's some unpopulated spots for the sections that have the clock and alarm functionality. And yes, the LCD panel did need clean because it was very cloudy. Now it's very clear. Put Novus on it, and it's best thing about using Novus as well is it also repels dust. And I also took off the control board where the potentiometers were for color, tint, etc. They didn't seem very dirty when we first powered it on, but they were kind of stiff, so that freed it up for sure. And while it's open, I can clean those controls. And the red one is your black. It's a sub-brightness control. That's all that is. Okay, we got that whole thing put back together. Just looking at some things, looking in the power supply. Look at the caps. All Nichicon 105-degree caps. So yeah, it's another difference between this and a residential set. And now I just went through and gave the TV a quick wipe down inside the best I could. Get it cleaned up a bit after 38 years. The picture tube was manufactured February 23rd, 1987. Well, the good news is I don't observe that glitchiness that was happening with the tuner anymore. Well, it's been on for 30 minutes and there have been no hiccups. And now comes time to test the CRT with the Syncor CR7000. This is the first CRT I've done in a while that I could actually just use a socket adapter and push it right on. A48ACB02X. 6.3 volt heater. No G1 shorts. No heater cathode shorts. All right, let's see. Cutoff. Shot way up there. Come on. Come on. Try to get within that range. Oh, damn. The CRT's 100%, so it seems. It's like a brand new TV. Yeah, this CRT's 100%. It's like mint without the box. Obviously, the camera is not going to do it any justice, but the grayscale is absolutely perfect on this set as well. I mean, it'd have to be. It's a like new CRT. And the camera's making it look weird, but it's perfectly a neutral gray across the tracking range here. And it remains consistent. Yeah, Zeniths were weird. They have your RGB bias controls, but the drive controls, which would be your highlights, is fixed on these sets. So since this was a complete success, I'm going to power it off and we're going to polish up the entire cabinet. And thanks to the power of Novus, this is the end result. Practically mint without the box. And I also cleaned the back cover thoroughly with Novus, and since it's that textured plastic, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, except this is the generic version. Don't go too hard on it, but just right, it'll clean that like it just came out of the box. So this TV's final installation place will be the retro media room. And what I'm doing here is, instead of using the line cord antenna, I'm connecting it to the house FM antenna system, Yagi antenna. This is a Radio Shack amplified video selector, as it says. I bought this in January 2001 when I got the Genesis here. TV viewing is, forgive the mess in front of it, but the 1980 Sears console TV. And remote TV viewing will be the Zenith.
The symphony was, quote, the work of a giant that surpasses the other symphonies.
This is what B94 used to be when this TV was new. 93.7.
$96.9.
Simulcast station. Of course it has to be country. This is that station that's out of state. Sounds pretty good, nice and clear. Y108 country, of course. AM, of course, is just going to be the internal loop antenna, which, if you notice when you looked at it, it was encased in this, just like a degaussing coil, same material and everything. Nice satisfying degaussing coil.
This combo meal's got combinations. Make this thing your own creation. Entree, drink, and choice of size. Oh, and it's free to swap fries. BK, have it your way.
Finished my chores. Ready for my allowance.
Greenlight is way better than how I got paid for chores.
So this feels kind of surreal being reunited with my first TV. And if you're wondering, well, if I've had this TV for the last several years, how come it's a big thing now? Well, this is my first time now actually going through the TV, cleaning it up, fixing the tuner issue, and it's not done until I go through it like this. Now I feel complete, satisfied with it. And yeah, it is kind of surreal seeing this TV back. I've only had it for less than 6 months back in the day, as in actual use. Of course, Camera's probably going to blank it from time to time. I mean, let's see if I can try adjusting the contrast a bit, if that'll stop the flickering. In person, it's really down low, but maybe this will be to our advantage to recording. So, how does this compare to the 1990 Sears? This TV actually gets much better picture. It's much sharper. And this may not have been Zenith's high point, but I'll tell you what, it works great. I would have so much rather had this TV growing up instead. I mean, I would have had it since I was 7. You know, by the time, if anything, probably would have needed repaired, I would have already had the internet, and I probably educated myself, or regardless, I would have kept the TV, fixed it, etc. But here it is now. It lives on, and I can enjoy the nostalgia from when I first got this. I was so happy with this TV. I mean, because it's so unique. I mean, being it's a motel TV. I mean, just even the cosmetics on it are like different than the consumer set. It's like much shinier and more pleasant looking. I don't know. And this, the backlit LCD, no other TV has that. The fact that it's the FM tuner. I always showed that off when I had either friends over or something. Like, check this out. But yeah, and sadly that stupid surge protector that was, I don't even know how. I mean, I don't have to diagnose the problem, what happened, but it can't be a coincidence it blew up those two things. That said, I'm going to take you down a little trip to memory lane here. Like I said, I used to watch Inspector Gadget on this every night on Nickelodeon, 7 to 7:30 p.m. And we will recreate that. The only difference being, this will not be tuned to cable TV channel 26, and it'll be coming off a DVD. So let's get started. The one thing I clearly remember was this going on right here, the credits. I always think that was the trash can was a toilet for some reason. I remember the motorcycles and that motorcycle doing that right there. Motorcycle cops. 83. Yes, I remember this. Now, one of my other memories with it was right when I got my Nintendo. Right here. A good thing is the Nintendo is my original one. October 14th, 1989 on a Saturday it was purchased. And for that Christmas I got RC Pro-Am and the Guardian Legend. So I know it was after that Christmas. So I think this was January 1990. Very close to the last moments with this TV. And I clearly remember playing the Guardian Legend, and it was on this one level. And when I get to the level, I will show you the clip. It'll be exactly like it was back in 1990, 35 years ago on this TV. Let's do it. This TV also handles video games very well. And the one thing I noticed was even the corner convergence is excellent on this set. Yeah, I would have much rather had this TV than my 90s Sears. This is awesome. Whenever I played this game, I always put in TGL. I still have my book for this book for it sitting over here that had it in there. This will bypass the walking stages and just go right to the flight stages. And I'm using the NES Advantage, so And if I suck at this, well, it's been a while. Let's just say that. Yeah, this TV gets really good picture on video games, man. And yes, it is RF, but every time I notice people have a problem with RF, they're doing something wrong or their cable's defective or something. I mean, RF can look just as good as composite video. Granted, there will be some improvement, but, you know, it's not as big of a deal as people think. Now, stuff like the Atari 2600 had a poor RF converter in it, so by the time NES was out, they kind of perfected it. This is also my original game, and I'm playing on the NES Advantage joystick controller with turbo turned on. One thing I wanted to say was I did have to repair my Nintendo. I did about a year ago, but it's been messed up for like several years. I haven't used it because of it. The power supply caps failed, and it leaked everywhere, and it smelled like fish. I ain't making this up. So, yeah, recapped the power supply, and that fixed the problem. Still using the original wall wart. Now, this is the level I clearly remember back in January 1990. It was during the day, cloudy out, overcast, no snow. But I clearly remember playing this level on this TV. For some weird reason, I call this Charlie Brown music. Don't know why. Man, this is giving me severe goosebumps right now, just remembering this. I'm getting better. It's all coming back to me. This game has like one of the best soundtracks on the NES. I'm getting attacked pretty bad there. Yes, this is what I remember. This enemy here. Oh yeah, this is all coming back. Actually, I want this weapon. But given I'm a little out of practice with this game, let's see if I can kill him. Oh, the goosebumps are here. Yeah, I remember. I remember. Damn it. One more hit and I'm dead. Oh, I have no nothing. Damn it. Well, I didn't beat him, but this was it. I clearly remember this and this enemy, and that's that.
Game over.
This TV wasn't would never have seen this then, but let's pretend. I got my Super Nintendo July 15th, 1993. Got Mario Kart shortly thereafter. And this could very well be a what if. What if I still had this TV and me playing this on it? So I'll do a quick game of Mario Kart. I'm invincible. I'm the cop. You're under arrest, Yoshi.
I'm invincible. I'm the cop. And you're under arrest, Yoshi. Well, I don't think I'm gonna pull over.
And I didn't do it right. Stupid Peach. When I first played this game, I saw water, the deep water. I'm like, ooh, and I dove right into it. I'm like, Yoshi, you suck. Walmart supporter. Oh yeah? You, that kid, ooh, he jumped. I always love the music in this game. But yep, this is a what could have been if I still had that TV. And another what if. This would have been July. Oddly, it kept happening all on the same date. Oddly, it all kept happening on the same date. July 15th, 1997, I got this for birthday. And very well, this TV could have still been it then. But see, no, the picture's absolutely perfect on this. It's another game that has a fantastic soundtrack. I actually have the official soundtrack CD for this. And, yeah, you suck, Donkey Kong. I'm invincible. I'm the cop. And you're under arrest, Wario. Yeah, take that, you Walmart supporters. And just in time to finish the video, I got a replacement remote for this. So I said it's a replacement, it's an updated remote. Like, you know, you had to order new remotes for the TV. It's not the original remote because it takes 2 AAA batteries, but otherwise it is for this TV. I did a search on eBay and this guy has a bunch of them for this exact model TV listed. New old stock. So all the buttons are correct. Power, channel, volume, mute, TV, FM, AM, recall, premium. It all works.
At the legendary Palace Theater in Greensboro. Banking app. It means hard work and a winning attitude. Day in, day out.
I thought it would have the original box because, like, on the listing, well, I just have the bag for it because it's a multiple quantity auction. That's probably why. But all the functions work on it. I mean, volume.
You're home with the Pens and the best Pens coverage. WXDX FM Pittsburgh.
Sports. Mute. TV, FM, AM.
The great concerts over stage AE.
And if I go over one more, it'll kick on the TV. I'm still not sure what recall would do since this does not since this does not have direct access tuning, and I don't know what the premium function would be, so it's a mystery button for sure. But yeah, there it is, the a replacement remote control for this TV. But that said, that doesn't stop me from continuing to look for the actual remote this TV would have came with. I have a eBay search set up for that. So if I ever get that, I'll post a short on it, like an update. In the meantime, I got a replacement remote for it. So this concludes part 1 of this video. So stay tuned for part 2, which will be a very, very special episode that goes with this exact TV, speaking of, and health. So yeah, that'll be the next video. Stay tuned.
I would like to extend a special thank you for the support of our star patrons, LexMarks567, Marlo Bear 72, and Matthew Best.
This is the LCD display. And look, oh, Walmart, we lost power.